So I went to the local Salvage store where they sell discounted food. I was able to get 2 cans of these large star-kissed tuna in water, which I prefer. I don't like the ones that come in oil. And these were 2 for $5, which is a great deal because the size of the can, it is 9 ounces. So that's a great deal for a night that we're going to use tuna for dinner. These large cran grape ocean spray, they were $1.99 each. My sun chips, they did expire back in June, but I feel that they'll be okay. Never had a problem so far. And they were $7.99. And then I got a box of strawberry honey bunches of oats for just $1.99. A large case of the Belvita crackers. I love having those for breakfast. And those were $4.99 for the whole box. And then I got this pack of Oreo cake stirs, which are great because I think there's at least 3 inside each pack. And there are 8 in this whole case here. And that was only $4.99. So for about $25, I was able to get a whole bunch of snack foods and some tuna fish for a dinner meal I have planned coming up. Not bad. So this week I also needed to stock up on a couple of staple items. I actually include my household staple items, kitchen items and stuff like that with my food budget. I don't know if everybody does this. Let me know how you organize your budget. But for me, I find that anything I find in the supermarket or while I'm food shopping, I include in my food budget. So this week I didn't have to get a lot of food. I am going to be eating out of our pantry this week just to kind of save a little bit of money. We just did come back from a trip, so there was some expenses there. So I thought I would save my food budget this week for just purchasing some items from Walmart just to stock up on these things. So we have the clear wrap, the aluminum foil, some more plastic wrap. I like to have the cling and the regular plastic wrap, just like to have variety. Parchment paper. I did get a thing of butter. I pulled one out of the freezer, so I am going to replace that. Just for part of my prepper pantry, I'm currently trying to stock up on the non-fat dry milk. I got some bananas. I'm a little disappointed how green they are, but I actually got them for the purpose of letting them go a little long so I can make banana bread. My husband eats yogurt every day, so I got him some yogurt for this week. I got a rutabaga. I'm starting to get ready for Thanksgiving, so I will be preparing this rutabaga. I do a rutabaga and carrot mash, so I'm going to prep that now. Just so I don't have to go to the store. I don't like to shop during Thanksgiving, so I try to do everything ahead of time. I actually already have the sweet potatoes done. So these are just sweet potatoes for my husband for his lunches and dinners when he is at work. I am stocking up on peanut butter. We just used the last one. I didn't know that my son had taken one of the peanut butters out of my backup pantry. So I got one to use and one to save, and then I'll have to remember to get another one and continue on that. We go through peanut butter like crazy, so it's really hard for me to stay stocked up on it. And of course, eggs. And I am trying chickpeas. You know, they say, you know, prep what you eat. I'm looking for more sustainable foods that will last long, and I am going to experiment with chickpeas to see if my family likes them, to see if we can add them to our prepper pantry. So I'm going to look up some fancy recipes for that. If you have any ideas, please share them. I've never eaten chickpeas before that I know of, so this should be an interesting, fun experiment. This whole total was like $45 and change. I was supposed to get rice as well, but they didn't have the 20-pound bag that I wanted, and they were upcharging me for the replacement, so I opted to not get that. They did, however, give me a bunch of sample things. I don't have a dog, so I'm going to have to check with the neighbor across the street if they want that for their dog. But there's just some fun samples that I thought were great to have added into my my order this week, so that was great. As you can see, my kitchen island is well loved and well worn. This is part of my upcoming project in the spring. I'm going to be redoing my whole kitchen cabinets and everything. I'm going to be painting everything. So that should be a fun project for the spring. So this is it for the week. What I did at the Salvage store for the $25, and this $45, it really kind of hurts my heart that I had to spend $45 and this is all I got. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. I could actually live off of this for a week anyway, because it's eggs, sweet potatoes, rutabaga. I mean, this is actually plenty of food for a couple of people for a week if you're not too picky about what you're eating. But I have a family of 5, and you know, this wouldn't carry me very far. But these are items that you do need to have, and I don't have any backup of them. I just been, you know, buying and using, and I am trying to expand my prepper pantry. So this is one thing I was very lacking on. So this month I'm getting this, and the next month I'll get bags and stuff. So, you know, good times. Okay, so my total at Walmart was $47.25. I didn't get much for my $47.25, but I got things that I needed. I did buy the larger rolls of the plastic wrap and aluminum foil and parchment paper, more than I normally do. I don't go through a lot of plastic wrap, so that's probably a good few year supply for me. I do use quite a bit of the parchment paper. I cook 95% of my meals in my air cooker. So I like to use the parchment paper when I'm using the baking function. It just works better. You know, it's easier to clean up with chicken and things like that. You know, I hate to scrub those nonstick pans more than I need to. And of course, you know, some things I don't want to stick to it. So I feel like it was a good week, you know, considering I don't have to buy a whole ton load of food. I just needed a few snack items. I had run out of those breakfast biscuits I bought and things like that. So, you know, not every week is a huge haul. I get paid on Friday, so next week will be my big shopping for the month. I have recently stocked up on chicken, so I'll be mostly buying items to go with the proteins that I've already purchased because I found some really good sales last month. So I think we should be pretty good for the next couple of weeks on that. But fruits and vegetables I have to buy pretty frequently. They go bad very quickly. So I'll be buying those. So at the Salvage store, I did get some pretty good deals. Those cran grape drinks that I got, the big bottles, were $1.99 each. So it was $3.98 for the pair. If I were to buy the same pair at BJ's, it would have cost me $8.79. And that was not past its Best By date. The Starkist light tuna, it was wild caught. I couldn't find a comparable 9-ounce, but it was less than the 12-ounce cans would be. But I really like the size. It's a good size for me. There's only a few of us that eat tuna in this house. My one daughter has a fish allergy, so I'll be mostly making probably like tuna patties for me, my husband, and my son. My 2 daughters aren't really fond of, well, one can't eat it. The other one is not fond of tuna, so I'm not going to force that on her. The Oreo Cakesters were an absolutely phenomenal deal. I'm going to be using them to make my daughter's birthday cake. What I like to do is put a layer of ice cream and then a layer of the Cakesters and then another layer of ice cream. So you get a nice ice cream cake that has kind of like a cakey and, you know, an icing middle. And she's really excited to try it. I had told her that I used to make them, you know, back before she can remember. She's 11, so, you know, she doesn't really remember when she was little. So she was super excited. She really wanted one, but those things are really expensive. So when she saw that I was able to get them on a good deal, she was super excited. So those, I thought I got them for $4.99, but when I checked, they were $3.99. So they're 3-packs. So there's 8 3-packs, and they're usually sold in packs of 5 with 2 of the cakes inside, and that's $3.88. So I really made out on that, and those were also not past their Best By date. The Sun Chips were. The Sun Chips, the Best By date was back in June. I'm getting more comfortable with the eating past the Best By date. I feel like it's drilled in us from youth here in the U.S. Do not eat past its Best By date. And I stuck by that for years. I just assumed those things would make me sick. And I'm learning to be a lot more frugal. And when you're being frugal, you're not wasting your food. So I'm getting more and more comfortable with that. You know, it's kind of nerve-wracking sometimes, but it's something I have to work on. So, and they're fine. I've eaten a couple of them. My son plowed into them already. They're great. There's nothing wrong with them, and they're not going to last very long. It's not like I'm putting them in a long-term storage. Those are to eat right away. So those were only $7.99, and to buy a comparable size with the same types of Sun Chips would cost me over $18. So that was a great deal. And I get the majority of my snack chip bags at that discount grocery store. Because chips don't last long in my house. I don't buy them all the time. So when my kids get them, they get super excited. So they'll bring them with their lunches. Or if they're eating lunch at school that day, they'll have them when they come home. They'll have them with their fruit snack when they come home from school. So the Belvitas were the best deal. I eat those for breakfast a lot of the time. My husband will eat them for snacks. So the box of 30, was it 30 in the box? No, 25. So a pack of 25 will probably last us a couple of weeks with us both eating them. But I like them. They don't fill me up, I'm not going to lie, but they give me the energy I need and they keep my blood sugar from dropping. So that's the best thing without overeating and eating a tremendous amount of food. So I really, really like those breakfast crackers. I tend to buy the ones at Aldi. They have their own brand and they're just as good and way cheaper. But when I can get these big boxes for the same price as one little box, I'm going to take it. So that was a really, really great deal. $4.99 for the pack of 25, and normally you spend over $12 for that. So, I mean, when I buy the big box at BJ's, I typically use the coupon, but, you know, I'm just comparing like the regular price. So I think we did really good. The strawberry bunches of oats, it was $1.99. Even at Walmart, they tend to be like $3 and up, even for the smaller boxes. But we all know cereal is like mad, mad, mad expensive and not even worth getting anymore. I buy cereal whenever I see it on sale. My kids really only eat a couple of different kinds of cereal. I won't let them try the fancy ones because I'm afraid that they're going to love them. So that's it. That's it for me for this week. I bought a little lasagna. The kids and I are going to have lasagna tonight for dinner. And I can't remember what else is on the menu for this week. But it's going to be a pretty simple week. Spaghetti, meatballs, and things like that. Because we're eating out of what we have, essentially. And this is one of the reasons why I've always liked having well-stocked pantries. Because sometimes you don't know when you can go to the store. I have a bad back, so I physically can't always get to the store. COVID actually started a great trend, which has been amazing for me. So the pickup of food has been a lifesaver. Not only that, a time saver. I work 1.5 jobs. I have a part-time job, and getting to the supermarket and having an hour or 2 hours to spend in the supermarket just is not feasible for me at this point in my life. And not only that, I spend a lot more when I'm in the store. When I'm in the store, I'm like, oh, 10 for 10 and and I see all these sales and this is great to do, but not every week. And I tend to overspend. So buying things online is a great way to keep your spending down. I place the order, but I don't submit it for at least 24 hours. And I find that I do that with all of my online shopping, because then I don't have the impulse buying. I will go back and say, okay, maybe I really don't need that. Or, maybe I don't need two, or I can get away with, maybe I'll get that next week, or it's not on sale. It'll probably go on sale. You can really think about it. Or you can add things that you really, really need to the order, which I always forget about things that I need. Even though I write it all down, I still forget. So buying things online can really help you stay on track with your spending. Especially if you're an overspender like me. I have a shopping problem. I really do. I'm the first one to admit it. It's something I'll be working on for the rest of my life. I love to shop. Now, I always get the deals. I don't shop full price. I don't shop and, I'll take this, and that. No, I shop wisely. I'm really, really, really good at saving, but I'm also good at buying. So everything I'll buy will be on sale and be for a great price, but it'll be more than what I really needed at the time. So part of my journey is learning to be a little bit more frugal, knowing what I have and being happy with what I have. I think we forget sometimes to be satisfied with what we have. And with that, I hope that you can also be satisfied with what you have. Look at what you have and see, what do you actually need. And if you have everything you need, then go buy something that you might need later on. If you know that, okay, I don't need any food for this week, I have plenty, my refrigerator is packed. Let me go buy some staple things that I can put aside for next time, or for an emergency, or for when I can't go to the store. Don't shop for the now only. Shop for the later, and consider what's coming down the road. These food prices are going to continue to go up, and we're going to end up feeling it. You know, the corporations are happy to increase the prices and let the government pick up the slack. They're happy to continue to make all the money that they're making while the government subsidizes those who can't afford those prices. You find that in many, many places, in many, many industries. And unfortunately, it's kind of, in my opinion, it's gotten a little out of control. I understand people have to make money, but not at the sacrifice of other people, and to their detriment. I don't know. I have issues with that. And I'm sure many, many people feel the same way. It's just an unfortunate place where we are right now in our society, that greed has kind of taken over morality in some cases. You know, we see it with the oil prices. You know, we see it with our paychecks. We see it with our health insurance. You know, we see it in a lot of places. And, you know, we as the consumer need to use our power, and we need to use what we have to gear them into the right direction. You know, why are they making more electric cars? You know, not only because the government is imposing these, you know, restrictions and things like that, and they're making it more necessary, but they're seeing that that's where people are leading. They're like, okay, electric car sales are up. People aren't going to manufacture things they're not going to sell. You know, why are they making things with a little less sugar or a little less salt? Why are they offering different alternatives? Because that's what people want. So we need to tell them what we want. And how do you tell them? You tell them by what you buy or what you don't buy. So shop wisely. I plan on, in the next week or so, I live in a very populated area. I live near two very big cities, and there's a lot of Walmarts by me. So two that are close by, two that are a little further away. So four total. I'm going to take the two that are the closest to me, one that's really close and one that's a smidge further away. And I'm going to compare what is stocked in those stores. I'm just curious to see how they treat different economic areas, and if there's a difference in how they stock their shelves. Because a store that is more frequented, you would think would be more well stocked, because they should anticipate that more people shop there, as opposed to a higher end area where the median income is a little bit higher. I would expect those shelves to be a little bit more empty because they're not frequented as often. I don't know. I'm just curious to see how the Walmarts compare when they stock their shelves. So stay tuned. That should be fun and interesting. So thank you for watching if you made it this far. Thank you for coming with me on my journey to better shopping, better me, better organization, a better life. And I wish you all the same, and I hope you all have a blessed day.